Okay, welcome back. I'm TantNJess, and I am going to be speedrunning this game, Startropics 2 Zoda's Revenge, at Summer Games Done Quick this year. This is a speedrun guide on how to learn the speedrun strats for this game. On this episode, we're going to cover the Overworld and the first dungeon of Chapter 8. This should be a little bit of a shorter episode, thankfully, because this first dungeon is rather short. We are going to go ahead and do our buffered text, and of course, if you haven't watched some of the earlier episodes, make sure you go over that for the basic mechanics, especially the first episode. We kind of cover a lot there. You walk through, you don't need to talk to any of these people. We're going to head right to the castle. And when we get to the castle, King Arthur is going to be waiting for us here. He's going to give us one more heart too, which is quite kind of him. So we're going to have a quick chat with him. Again, buffered text. You can see how I'm going to do that right on the hand cam up there. He's going to christen us, which gives us one more heart. And I always love this chapter if you are playing in review mode. I covered this in the last episode, but you obviously will get a health refill there. So you always get the same experience each time. So we'll head right on out and we'll go talk to the guard. He'll let us pass so that we can head to the dragon's lair. But before we can get to the dragon's lair, we have an obstacle we need to get through, which is the first dungeon. The dragon will be in the second dungeon, so spoilers. We're gonna save right here. Now, this is the first dungeon. You're gonna jump up here. When you go in this room, there's a couple ways to handle these blobs. I'm gonna show you what I like to do. There's some other ways to do it as well. You're gonna walk forward, jump, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, the trick is you have to be on one of those spots right there when you kill the third blob. So if you're not, you're going to fall to the ground. You have to kill some enemies in the room and head back up the stairs so that you can get through back to the blob room and try this again. So it's very important that you know where you're going to be when you run out. So you don't want to be in the bottom corner and kill the blob and then have to do it. It's going to cost you way more time. Just wait for the blob to come up there. If you want to call it safe. So, but 1, 2, 1, 2, that will always get the first two without question. And you want to try and get as close to the door as possible so that you can get your way through. Do it one more time. This always works. 1, 2, 1, 2. You'll have to work on the jump positioning there. And I usually throw the 2 shots and then jump up so that I can make sure I don't get sucked into the floor in a wrong spot. So, because you get sucked as soon as they die, unless you're in the air, then you do it as soon as you land. So now that we're through that, we'll go into the next room. We're going to keep walking up left here, and you have to stop walking up left, walk left. If you walk left, you'll get stuck on those horns. And then we have another Frankenstein's bride, and this is kind of a bad section. That's exactly why. Sometimes he just sits down there and you can't hit him, so you only have to wait for him to come to you. Now you see that I am waiting in this very specific spot because this room does the same thing as the blob room does. You're going to fall through the floor and there are spikes below you, so you don't want to hit them if you can help it. And I'm probably going to get hit here. I am. So unlike Startropics 1, you can go through the door in the same frame you get hit, but it won't save you the damage. They did fix that code in this game, so you would still get hit. So let's do the whole section again. So you want to try and be on that tile that the door is, which is about right here. If you can be on this tile, that's fantastic. I believe it's 14 shots with the psychic, 8 with the katana, and that's it. So if you can be right there, great. Sometimes they do move around. It's hard to hit them, but all good there. Now I've got the knights. They're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Whoops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Usually they like to shoot you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's the shot. So they shoot like a 3-way shot, like the weaponry you have that you got in the last level. So you'll have to jump it. So if they do flash, you have plenty of time to react to that and jump it. Overall, 9 hits with the psychic. I think it's 6 with the katana. It's very manageable. The next section is going to be these arrows. You're going to actually want to walk down left here, and then down, up left, and you want to walk diagonal. You walk a little bit faster on the arrows when you're doing the diagonal walking. So you just have to make sure that you stick to it. So you don't want to get sucked up into the other area right here. You want to turn the up left. I'd rather turn early than late if you can help it. If you turn late, you're going to go all the way around. And those spikes are going to do this in every room incoming. So just be prepared for that. You are going to have to walk around those. And again, I did the diagonal. I kept walking diagonal, jumped over the spikes, and then that way I only had to turn one time instead of changing my direction 2 times. So let's go in the next room. It's going to be up, down. The knives will come up in those areas. So it's up, down, up. And walking diagonal there is a little bit tougher. And then it's down straight. Just like that. Okay? So let's do it again. Up. Down. And if you are walking down... and I got hit there. That's unfortunate. If you're doing diagonal, you're not going to switch direction. So you have to switch to up to go down there. Otherwise, you will not walk. You will not go down the right way. So... but you want to go in the direction the arrows are going. Now, you see there's 4 hearts right here. If you are full health and you haven't taken any damage, you can go ahead and damage boost the last knife, because you'll recover that damage. See, I damage boost that knife instead, and now I'll just get the 4 hearts back and I'll be fine. So I'm still full health, no net loss of time there. So we'll do it one more time. It's up, down, then it's down, up. And then I'll walk straight through and take damage. So, easy peasy. Now, the next room is the boss already. We're already at the boss that quickly. This boss is going to take a lot of practice. You will have to spend almost as much time as you did practicing the ball patterns in Da Vinci's basement as you did here. This boss is very difficult. It only takes 10 hits to kill you, or 10 hits to kill the boss, sorry. But it is very challenging. I'm going to give you some tips that will help you. So the first thing you want to do is you're going to be walking up this way, but you're going to want to switch directions. You're going to actually want to face this way, up left. So I'm going to go like this into the room. The reason is, what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and hit this boss 4 times on the first pass. So I call each time you pass the boss vertically a cycle. So this time around on the bottom line is going to be 1 cycle. One time around the top line is 2 cycles. And the second time around the bottom line is 3 cycles. We're hoping to kill the boss in 3 cycles. You can kill the boss in even 2 cycles if you learn a really advanced strat here. I'm not going to go with that advanced strat. I don't even do that one. It's very hard to do. Most people don't do that one. So they just try to manage their way through it. But facing this room up left saves you the frames to turn around. What we're going to try and do here is these arrows move you very fast. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to walk up left for 3 tiles, 3 arrow tiles, face up, shoot two katana shots, walk up left for 3 more tiles, press up and fight 2 more katana shots on the same row. So let's see if we can get it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. And I did not get all 3. Or I did not get all 4. Sorry, I got 3 hits in. So let's try it again. 1, 2. Almost. That was very close to getting it, but 1, 2. That was also very close to getting it. There's 4. That's what 4 looks like. So hopefully you were able to see that on the controller. I think I was facing a little close there, so I'll try and do it one more time. Alright, so that's the first row. You've got 4 hits in, maybe 3, maybe 4. Usually easy to get 3. Getting 4 is a little bit more effort. Sorry. There's a bug on the key light there. So what we're going to do next is when you get up on the first vertical side, we're going to jump 2 times. Jumping 2 times sets up the timing kind of perfectly. You may need to move a little bit depending on how many times you hit him, because when you hit him, it does slow him down a little bit. So the more times you hit him, the more you're going to have to adjust based on your timing here. But what we're going to try and do is going to jump 2 times and then throw 2 more shots and then walk another left a little bit and walk and fire 2 more shots. Hopefully we get 8, maybe we get 7 hits here. So you're going to get the 1 hit as he's coming back across. So that's my 5th hit. And I'm going to jump when I do that hit. And then I'm going to try and fire as many more as I can before he comes across. So as you guys are going to kind of go like this for that first hit. You're going to jump and then you're going to fire 2 more hits. So that was 4 on the bottom, 3. So I've got him 7 times. So I need to hit him 3 more times to finish him off. Now, one thing that I can include is that the 10th shot can be a psychic shockwave shot. It does not have to be a katana. It's not worth switching weapons if you've got it lined up. But if you get 9 hits with the katana and you're struggling to get that 10th hit because you're off cycle, then things can get kind of awry. It's good to go for that psychic shockwave for the 10th hit. It's a little easier to connect with. All right, so we're going to go for the third row. Same thing. We're going to do 2 jumps. We're going to try to jump so that we jump over his beam and hit him once and then get 2 more. And you saw I actually had to walk a little bit there. That was just a good setup. Now, when the boss dies, you're going to want to press left right here and then diagonal up. That's the easiest way to deal with the arrows so that you don't have to jump by the door. And it's almost frame perfect. It technically, I guess, jumping by the door is a little bit better if you did that perfectly, but it's hard to do. So I like to do it that way. So let's try the boss in completion, and you can get a feel for it. 2. All right, so I got 3. Oh, I messed that up. Ooh. A good save though. I had to walk left a little bit. I got out of cycle there. I think he has 1 more hit left. You can see now I'm kind of a mess and it's hard to get him. There. And then left here. Hold left until I hear the door open, then upright. Boom. Alright, so you guys can see how bad it got. And see, I made an error there because I'm trying to course correct and demonstrate, but I meant to just turn down like that, and then that was pretty good. If I had that fight in a real run, I'd be very happy with it. Okay, so let's do it like this. I missed. So because I missed, I'm now off kilter. So I try to reset the cycle as best as I can. I moved a little bit to get myself in the right position. And then you'll get a feel for how to throw the shots to lead the target here. Because it does require kind of a very precise setup. Couldn't get another hit there. That's okay. And I think he needs 1 more. I don't want to get hit there, but I knew I was going to get hit to make that connection. It might be worth it in that case, just to take the damage and finish the boss off. But yeah, we don't want to take damage because we're going to need health on the next level. Now, if you don't come in facing up left, oops, and see I made an error there. So let's see what happens. Now I haven't made an error. I'm completely out of cycle. I've only gotten 3 hits in. So how do I correct it? Well, I'm going to have to walk with the arrows to line myself up and then try to get myself back in my rhythm. And there, I've kind of got it where I want. So yeah, I recovered that pretty easily. But it does require a lot of practice to get a feel for this boss. This is not something you can just watch a video and you'll have it down. You've got to practice this boss a lot, and unfortunately practicing this boss is kind of miserable without save states, because you have to do the whole dungeon. It is possible, but I would recommend, if you want to do it, put a save file here and practice it that way. That way you can start at the beginning of the dungeon each time. because even dying on that boss is almost impossible. And once you kill the boss, you can't die. It's not like you can jump in the pit and start the fight over. You don't get a checkpoint in that dungeon anyway, but you're better off just hitting reset. If you're in review mode, you'll have to start Chapter 8 all over again if you do it that way. So that's Chapter 8.1. The next episode, we're going to cover Chapter 8.2 in its entirety. So it is a very difficult chapter. Actually, we'll just go ahead and show the while you've done it really quick. And then in the next episode, we are going to show the what happens in the next dialogue sequence here, as well as the whole dungeon there. So that dungeon is a mammoth. So get ready for a long one. We'll see you on the next one.